Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Well, I don't. I really don't believe in coincidences. I just don't. I do believe in if you reap what you sow. That we know is an actual biblical principle. But this is crazy. We have a story here for you. You're not going to even believe, but it's actually happening. How in the world does a tech tycoon, his banker, his lawyer, their wives, his daughter, and his CFO all die in a 48-hour period after winning a massive court trial that involved $11 billion? Are you serious? Let me tell you all about that in just a second, and you do the math. But let's put a shout out right now, if we could, for BHMD1. That's BHMD1. .com/Paul. Now, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger, like me. But now one doctor says that nothing, that's all old news. According to Dr. John Lakey, that world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, that most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. They hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some even be harmful to your skin. But recently, Dr. John Lakey has focused his attention away from the mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. What? Yes, it's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after you see how easy it is to visibly erase those wrinkles from your view in the mirror. Dr. John Lakey, his personal clients have dubbed into his do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method, because it can take years, even decades, off your appearance in under 2 minutes. Are you serious? In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. John Lakey has released a step-by-step video right below this video. You click on the link. You will go for free. It's a free video, uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use his simple solution from home. If this helps just one person look younger like me or feel more confident, I'll be thrilled for knowing this, according to Dr. John Lakey. The video's been seen, guys. It went viral. It's been seen over 3 million times, and it's been shared on Facebook and everywhere else. Guys, so far the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting that they look decades younger. How do you find out about it? Real simple, guys. Go to BHMD1.com/Paul. That's BHMD1.com/Paul. And tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there. Okay. Wow. I mean, that's incredible. It really is. Well, and this is incredible. To be honest with you, this story is just, it's out there. I think there's something more going on, something very nefarious. First of all, let's talk about this. We had a tech tycoon by the name of Michael Lynch, who started a company called Autonomy. And Autonomy was sort of had the ability to read people's emails and to be used by other companies. Okay, so let me just read it. Anyway, Michael Lynch had sold his company Autonomy to Hewlett Packard for $11 billion. But then a few months after he's made the sale, during the integration of the companies, the value of that Autonomy dropped by $8 billion. It was only worth really about $3 billion. Okay. So Hewlett Packard, of course, went to court, and it ended up going to a trial. That trial took almost 10 years. It finally ended with Michael Lynch winning the trial and being allowed to keep the $11 billion he got for selling the company. So he decided to go out and celebrate. He planned a celebration, take a yacht out off the coast of Sicily, and enjoy the victory, finally, of winning this court case, which was held in a federal court in San Francisco, California. All right. Now, one of his key players couldn't come to it. Instead, Saturday morning was out jogging. He was the CFO, okay, the chief financial officer, the vice president of finances of that company, Autonomy. His name was Stephen Chamberlain. Stephen Chamberlain, while out jogging Saturday morning, was hit by a car and was killed the day after the victory. Stephen Chamberlain, the VP of Finance for Autonomy, the firm's co-founded by him and by British tech tycoon Michael Lynch. Stephen Chamberlain, one of Michael Lynch's co-defendants in the U.S. fraud trial, died after being hit by a car while he was out jogging in Cambridgeshire, England. Chamberlain, a former vice president of the finance at the British software firm Autonomy, was hit Saturday morning as he was out running and jogging. Originally, when they found him, they did put him on life support, but he succumbed to his injuries. Lynch, that happened on Saturday morning, okay, to Stephen Chamberlain. But then Monday, yesterday, Michael Lynch was still going to celebrate their victory. He, his wife, and his daughter Hannah, along with his lawyer Chris Morvillo and his wife Netta, and his banker, his top banker from Morgan Stanley out of London, a guy by the name of Jonathan Bloomer, and his wife Judy. They were all on a yacht with 15 crew members, because this was making this a very luxury situation. He's got his own crew of 15, the chef, he got everybody there, right? And apparently that yacht sank. Now it's reported it was because the boat was hit by a tornado or some type of water spout, sunk this huge yacht. What's really weird is the only people who died in the yacht was Michael Lynch himself, the tycoon, the tech tycoon, and his daughter Hannah. She died. Also, his lawyer Chris Morvillo, and his wife Netta, they died. And his top banker Jonathan Bloomer and his wife Judy, they died. Now, Michael Lynch's wife survived. She was rescued and pulled out of the water. The captain of the boat survived also, including all 15 members of the crew all survived. So all 15 members of the crew, plus the captain and Michael Lynch's wife, survived. The other 6 went down with the ship and are still at the bottom of the sea. Hasn't been pulled back up yet. It's going to take some time to get them out of there, apparently. So in other words, the trial ends, they win, and Stephen Chamberlain, the vice president of finance, the CFO, he didn't go on the celebration tour. He wasn't going to go to Sicily and be on the boat to celebrate. Instead, he's out jogging Saturday morning, so he gets run over by a car. And then the tech tycoon, Michael Lynch, and his daughter Hannah, and his top lawyer and his wife, Chris Morvillo and Netta, and Jonathan Bloomer and Judy, his wife Judy, who's the top banker from Morgan Stanley out of London. And I think also that Chris Morvillo, by the way, this guy was a top lawyer. He was involved with the investigation of the 9/11 event that took place in New York City. And matter of fact, his father was Martha Stewart's lawyer. So this guy was just not, I mean, he wasn't just some guy with a sign out front of a storefront. I mean, this was a top lawyer. And Bloomer was an absolutely incredible banker, investment banker from Morgan Stanley out of London. And of course, Michael Lynch was a tech genius. He was called the Bill Gates of London. Okay. And his top finance guy, Chamberlain, Stephen Chamberlain, was a brilliant financial mind. And they had built this company called Autonomy. And of course, now Autonomy, had the ability to find vital information. Okay. In other words, Lynch was a Cambridge educated mathematician genius. He made his mark by creating a company called Autonomy, which made a search engine that could pour through emails and other internal business documents to help companies find vital information more quickly. Autonomy's steady growth in its first decade resulted in Lynch being dubbed Britain's Bill Gates and earned him one of UK's highest honors, the Office of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, in 2006. Now, Michael Lynch sold Autonomy to Hewlett-Packard for $11 billion back in 2011. But the deal quickly turned sour after he was accused of cooking the books to make the sale. That's because he had a great finance guy, a great lawyer, and a great banker, and they cooked the books, or at least they were accused of that. This fraud allegation resulted in Michael Lynch being fired by Hewlett-Packard's CEO Meg Whitman from being a part of the team after he sold the company to them, and a decade-long legal battle, which culminated with him being extradited from the UK to face criminal charges of masterminding this multi-billion-dollar fraud. But Lynch steadfastly denied any wrongdoing, asserting that he was being made a scapegoat for Hewlett-Packard's own bungling of their due diligence, a position he maintained while testifying before a jury for 2.5-month trial in San Francisco. This year, the U.S. Justice Department prosecutors called more than 30 witnesses in an attempt to try to prove allegations against Michael Lynch. Lynch was vindicated, though, at the trial. After being cleared of all charges, Lynch pledged to return to the UK and explore new ways to innovate again, because now he gets to keep the $11 billion. And although he avoided the possible prison sentence, okay, the damages that he would get haven't yet been determined, but it looks like Hewlett-Packard was going to have to pay him another $800 million on top of that. Okay. Now, Lynch later went on to set up a technology investment firm called Invoke Capital. So Christopher Morvello, who was his top lawyer, one of the Lynch's U.S. lawyers, Christopher Morvello of the firm Clifford Chance, and his wife Netta were also on the yacht and were among those who died. Morvello was regarded an elite defense attorney specializing in fraud and corruption cases. He was previously a federal prosecutor in New York who worked on the criminal investigation of September 11th terror attack. His father, Robert Morvello, was also a lawyer who represented high-profile clients, including Martha Stewart. Now, none of this would have ever been possible without these guys all working together to create this incredible company called Autonomy. So what are my question to all of you, and I mean, look, guys, I was the one, you guys might remember this 10 years ago when I started covering why were all the bankers dying. Do you remember? About 100 different bankers died of all these strange, quote, suicides. They were found jumping off buildings. They were being run over by vans on the highway. They were found shot in the head twice, called a suicide. Do you remember that? I covered all of those incredible stories of all these dead bankers. It was ended up being over 118 dead bankers in about a 3-year period. This was, of course, after the 2008 financial crash. I also covered all the dead scientists. Some of you may remember that. There was a bunch of scientists that came up dying very mysteriously in strange ways. I covered those, asking all the same questions. Why? Well, this was during a time when there was all kinds of different scientific research going on, which I don't want to discuss because you can't say these words on this channel. But a bunch of scientists died during that process. So now I'm here back. Now I'm asking this question. What are the odds? I'm just going to ask the question again. What are the odds of this lawsuit finally ending with Michael Lynch winning against the massive company Hewlett Packard? How in the world, after winning, his top CFO, Stephen Chamberlain, gets run over by a car on Saturday morning, and then on Monday, yesterday, his yacht goes down into the sea, supposedly from a water spout, didn't bother any of the other ships in the harbor. Just this one ship goes down, and the only people who die are Michael Lynch, the man himself, his daughter Hannah, his top attorney Chris Morvello and his wife Netta, and his top banker Jonathan Bloomer and his wife Judy. The captain didn't go down with the ship. He survived. All 15 crew members survived, and the wife of Michael Lynch survives, who now will be the sole owner of the company that was sold to Hewlett Packard. Now, if you think that's interesting, you got to ask yourself one last question. Joe Biden won the nomination. He ran for president. He won 14 million votes. He won the primaries. Nobody was even close. Yet he was told he could not get to finish the general election because Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and some of the top Democrat leaders told him he wasn't going to win. So it doesn't matter. The primary process doesn't matter if the party bosses decide who gets to be the nominee. So why even have a primary next time? If I would recommend to the Democrat Party, don't even have a primary. You guys just get together and pick the nominee and then shove them down the throat of your base and put them on the ticket. And let's just make this simple. Okay. This is what I'm trying to say. The world we're living in has become absolutely tarnished. And so we're now moving into another level of the formation of a one world government. There'll be no such thing as a democracy anymore. It'll be a one world government controlled by a one world leader, probably with a council. Oh, wait, excuse me. The Bible says he has a false prophet and 10 kings that will answer to him. It's in the book of Revelation. This is where we're at. This is what's happening. This is the time we're living in. It's interesting how all this is happening. And we could talk about these, and you could say, Begley, this is conspiracy theory about this guy dying. I'm just saying, how does this guy get run over and the other people all drown, but the other people don't drown? How does this all happen after they win the the case? I'm just wondering who's really calling the shots. And I am concerned about when Mike from the World says that this country, our America, the nation we are in, is really, there is no leader right now, that the country is being run by a council. And I guess I guess we're going to have to ask Mike who the council is. I think, Heidi, you said there was other people who saying the same thing, that there's a council running everything now. Oh, yes, I forgot. Elon Musk and Donald Trump, in their interview they did, both agreed that there is no president running the nation right now. It's being run by a council. Their word, council. Now, remember, they said that a month after Mike Around the World said that our nation is being run right now by a council. I'll be right back, guys. What's going on here? Is the New World Order about ready to take over? Or let me put it this way. Has the New World Order taken over? Feels like a Hemingway novel. Or maybe a Dan Brown novel. Or maybe a Paul Begley book called Revelation 9/11. I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. Thank you, Rick Pierce. I see a soldier crying on a train. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. I'll break that show far out. I'll break that out again. Thanks, Raymond. I feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder. Thank you, Ruby. Leaving Earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder. Wow, Ted. Leaving Earth for the dawn. You got a point there, Ted. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page. It said, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I'll be back with some more information today. But yeah, if you get our book, Revelation 9/11, It's not filled with conspiracy theories. It is filled with factual information going on around the world, including the secret societies, the AI, how AI is going to be used with the rise of the Antichrist, the woke agenda that's taking over the world, and why that is happening. The cabal, the Luciferian cabal, and all the different things that are happening in these end times. So it's not a conspiracy theory. It's really biblical prophecy. We actually show you actual events going on and then show you different concepts of things taking place that help create this beast kingdom that is part of why Apollyon. There has to be a spiritual aspect to all this darkness. And when the Lord showed me Revelation chapter 9, verse 11, is Apollyon, is released from the bottomless pit, brings the hordes of hell with him. Some of these creatures look like something from an alien planet, extraterrestrial. I mean, we're talking about locust-looking things wearing helmets and big eyes and stingers in their tail. There's just a lot of stuff going on in the end times. But the wars, the rumors of wars, look what's happening right now. All the different things that's happening around the world. We tie it all together in that book, Revelation 9:11. Somebody just said they got my book today and have begun reading it and they love it. And so I appreciate that, really, really do. I hope you, as you read it, you can't lay it down. I mean, that's one of these things. You can't, you're going to binge read. Okay. Okay. You will. And you need to, because you absorb this, and get a highlighter, get a yellow highlighter with you when you're reading it. Because as you're reading it, you're going to want to, it's filled with so many golden nuggets in it. We took 2 years to write it. The research that I did along with Troy Anderson, all the interviews I've done and all the interviews he's done, and how we tied some of the different things from all of that, plus the research, pull it all together, is to help people really, really enjoy the reading. It's but it's also very inspirational. It's very powerful as an end time great revival comes out. The plan of salvation is toward the end of the book for those who read who don't know Christ. So if you haven't got a copy, please do it. Just go to Amazon.com. Go to Amazon.com and order the book. And matter of fact, if you can, order 5 of them, or order 3, or order 10. Keep one for yourself, but give the rest away to people who that if they get a chance, if they start to read this, it's going to change their life. It's going to open their eyes. Some of them are your brothers and sisters in Christ who just don't realize what's going on, and this will open their eyes. Some of them are going to be family members or friends who maybe not believers yet, but will certainly, this is better than anything, any of these novels written out there by some of these other guys, because it's real, okay? It's real, playing out in real time. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. Please give your life to Jesus Christ. That is the most important thing that all of us can do. God bless. Did somebody murder these people?